Let's talk about a little bit about your experience this past indoor pacing, Jakob. This was a listener question as well. So what was that like to be part of a, indoor world record attempt and, ultimately successful?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, to be seeked out to be in that position by him was, definitely something that was pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, he just said, hey, I want you to hit this time through 1,000. And the day of the race, he told me he was feeling good. So he said, get to that point in the race and just step off the track and I'll take care of the rest of it. So, it's always nice to know when a guy like that is confident going into the race. Like, he's going to be on your heels. Like, it's not something I have to worry about, like backing off the pace if they're not there and still trying to help out. Like, I knew he was going to be there and be pushing from the gun. So, honestly, it makes it a little easier when someone, says they're going to go for record and from the gun, they're right there, because then it's less thinking for me or another pacer in the race. They just focus on getting to where you have to be instead of like trying to adjust the pace throughout the race. So it was awesome to be a part of that. He's a great guy, so he's been doing great things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm curious, what's that like when you do have a pace that you've been asked to set? Is that kind of like one of your skills that has just grown over doing all these pace jobs, is knowing when like the requested pace is going to be a little bit too fast given the day?
I feel like in a lot of these races, like the first 100 meters or 200 meters, you have a pretty good idea if guys are going to go with it or not. And some of the times you'll be talking to the athletes and they have no idea who asked for this pace, so sometimes, but sometimes, right, like the meet directors want it to be a fast pace because they want their meet to be, fast and get more points and be ranked, one of the highest meets during the year. And so, if it's bad weather, athletes aren't feeling it, if there's not a front runner in the race, like sometimes the pace is super irrelevant. So, I'll get out the first 100 meters and an 800 and look over my shoulder and there's absolutely nobody there. So obviously there's no point in me running 50.5 if the field's going to be 54. So it's kind of, trying to dial back, and at least, I've been in that position so many times, like you still want to help the athletes in the race, right? Like you don't want to be irrelevant, and at least, help pull them through and at least make it a competitive race for them and not just be out in the front doing nothing. So from doing this so much racing and pacing, I feel like, in the first 100 or 200 meters of any race, I kind of have an idea if they're going to be there. And if not, just kind of trying to figure out how to, adjust my pace to kind of, still help them out and, take a little bit of work off their shoulders for the rest of the race.